As World marked Labor Day on Saturday, 1st May, a group of persons living with disabilities drawn from Thika, Juja and Ruiru Sub-Counties celebrated their inclusion into the job market by various private investors who have believed in their ability to be both productive and competitive. In a fete organized by a non-governmental organization known as Embrace Inclusion in Kiandutu Slums Thika, participants used the occasion to share their successes and challenges at their workstation. They appealed to more employers to employ them, saying that save for their physical and intellectual challenges, they were as competent or better than their able-bodied counterparts. Embrace Inclusion Managing Director Lucy Macharia appealed to employers across the country to emulate those who had believed in the ability of PWDs who with time had proved to be very competent in their areas of expertise.
Naona kama leo tumesema tukutane tukiwa tu wachache tuongee mambo ambayo yanatuhusu kama walemavu katika mambo ya employment na yale mazuri tunapitia na zile challenges tuko nazo ili tuweze kuongea na hawa wanatuamini katika kazi zetu. Unajua si kila mahali mlemavu anaaminika anaweza fanya kazi, si ndio? Kama yeye ametuambia amesimamia a department wanafanya weaving ya blanket kwa spinners and spinners. Hiyo ni jambo mzuri sana kwa walemavu. So hii program ina target employment of persons with disabilities in the private sector. Kwa sababu tunaona walemavu wengi wameajiriwa kwa serikali, ni kweli, na wamejaribu. Lakini private sector bado hawajaelewa disability ni nini. Hajui, akikuona tu anafikiria wewe pengine huwezi fanya kitu ama huwezi kuwa productive kama yule mtu mwingine. Hiyo si kweli. Kwa hivyo sasa ndio tumesema tukutane hapa, we celebrate ourselves. Kwa sababu ni kweli tunaweza fanya kazi, si ndio? Na ili tupate kujua kutoka hapa tutakuwa na mwongozo gani.
My name is Wilson Derito and I'm the programs officer with Embrace Inclusion, an OPD that works in Kenya, a member of the iWorks program. I am here with me, one of the beneficiaries of iWorks program, Mr. Timothy. Timothy for participating in today's activity of celebrating the Labor Day with the persons with disability. And I know that you're also visually impaired and you had a very major contribution in today's activity organized by Embrace Inclusion. So kindly just tell us about yourself and for the purposes of our viewers.
Okay, thank you very much for the chance. My name is Timothy Komo Wambori. I am visually impaired and a youth. I was interviewed last year concerning Embrace Inclusion Works, which includes persons living with disabilities and what the community expect I can do beyond what the expectation teaches me.
So you were saying that you were interviewed by Embrace Inclusion, then you found yourself having a sponsor, a scholarship to join National Industrial Training College in Kenya, and you are pursuing what?
I am pursuing a career that is dealing with electrical installation, and I am doing at this moment I can rank and say that it has been well, and I have a new experience now. I know that despite all those challenges, I have learned something from what others can do. I can do it better.
Timothy, tell us, how come you are visually impaired, then you chose to do a course dealing with electric or installation. Isn't that something very risky?
Yes, it is very risky. But in this life, you have to take risk to gain what you want to be and who you want to be in this community. Now that leads me to doing a unique course that has never been done by any other person with visual impairment. And this has, as my purpose as to do this course was to show that it is not, I'm not despising other careers, but it is another field that I am venturing in, which has been never been taken by any other person. The risky behind it, or behind the career that I'm taking, is my key to success, and I believe that.
You speak like a hero in that field. So I'm just wondering, sometimes electrical handling is very risky. What kind of precautions that you're going to take to avoid like electrocution, those kind of risks in your work?
Okay, in every electrical work, the key thing here is how you take precaution, and safety is the first key to everything. Before I do anything concerning electricity, I first take precaution myself, because electricity is not a friend and it is very dangerous. So the precautions are as follows. I have to wear personal protective equipment so as to execute the job that I have been given in the best of my knowledge. And therefore, I do the electric installation with a purpose and to prove to the people that despite my disability, I can do it and I can do it better than them. The precautions are as follows. I wear the protective gloves when handling electrical and electricity things, and therefore I know which tool to use at which moment and at which level, and for a period of time I know where to change it and to take the other course, so that to do the work in a very efficient way.
At NITA, where you are training now, I'm just wondering how are you able to know this is a live wire? Are there special tools that you use? Kindly let us know.
Yes. I can say that the tools that I use or equipment that I use in my daily chores or studies, as per the case, I use a tester that vibrates when I attach it to a live wire. That tester glows, so when I attach it to the live wire, I can see from the point where I am using it that this is a live wire, and that tester really helps me to know how to handle the electric current and where to use bare hands when handling the electric. But all the time I take precaution, and the precautions are I use a glove that is resistive to the electric currents, so that I am not shocked. Yes.
So thank you very much. I can see that you are becoming the first person visually impaired to deal with electricity installation. And that's a very great career and ambition. Yes. Now I'm just wondering that you are in the program for inclusion works,
yes,
whose targets is to build confidence in employers to put in and to put on board persons with a disability in the employment in the private sector. Now, what do you have to say to your probable employers about employing persons with disability like you now? What word would you give to them?
The only word I can use is that we are capable, and I am capable. Yes, I can. I can do everything concerning electricity work. I have the skills, and I am still furthering to get the skills. And these skills will help me or enhance me to do things in a different way, but the result will be very impressive. Because what? I have the skills, and the skill is what is being required by employers outside there. So I will give the employers, the private employers, a challenge. Test us and see the result of our work.
Very powerful. Then what will you say to your sponsors, the Inclusion Works, the Embrace Inclusion? What have you to say to them?
To my sponsors, a heart of gratitude to you, to say thank you very much for the opportunity, and this opportunity knows that it has not laid in a bare ground, but it is fertile now. You can see the product that you have given to the society and the community at large. Embrace inclusion, my home as always. I know that my heart belongs to you, and every partner who has come into this journey of mine, I want to encourage you, know that this is a journey that we have started together, and the end result will be so awesome. Wait for it.
Thank you very much. A question I forgot to ask you.
Yes.
You are residing in which part of Kenya? Where?
Okay, my residential is Thika, Kiandutu Slums. And also, this is a challenge that I'm giving to the youths out there, that despite where you have come from, that does not define you, but it motivates you to do better so that your future can be very bright. And that's what I'm working on. And I want to tell you, despite I come to from a ghetto is my place, and I always be gratitude to everything that they have done to me. And therefore, being from Kiandutu, this is a challenge. There are many companies outside here, but I know these companies are viewing me now. Know that in Kiandutu we can bring products which have never been produced by any other ghetto, not only in Kenya but also the worldwide.
Thank you very much for attending the interview. We wish you all the best.
I'm Macharia, and I'm the director Embrace Inclusion, an OPD in Thika. Today we were celebrating the Labor Day, and we had persons with disabilities from Thika, Juja and Ruiru, just a few, so that we can have a discussion on how persons with disabilities are faring on in the private sector. This one is a program that started 2 years ago, dubbed Inclusion Works. It is a program that is meant to see persons with disabilities employed in the private sector, as we understand that persons with disabilities are more employed in the government sector. And in these 3 years, we want to advocate for their employment in the private sector so that we can have persons with disabilities enjoy personal confidence and also maintenance for their lives. In Inclusion Works, it is more of skill-based, where we have persons with disabilities trained with our partners, like NITA is one of them, where we have persons with disabilities trained on hand skills that will enable them to get employment in any sector, either also government. So as we drew our persons with disabilities from Thika, Juja and Ruiru, we've shared our challenges and we've also shared our successes, and it has come out that most of the employers are embracing persons with disabilities and having confidence in employing them because of their good work, and they are, sure to show that they are also capable of doing some work that can also be done by other people. So in this, I'm encouraging the private sector employers to accommodate persons with disabilities in their workplace so that we can have more and more of them employed. Let me say it has been a successful day because we have had them share their experiences. We have had them share their challenges. But the most thing that we've picked is that we need more enforcement in the policy framework so that it can also be understood by the private sector.